What's up, Flosstube? It's Tuesday, August 8th, 2025, and I'm here to discuss with you some cross stitch, a little bit of quilting updates, and my summer update. So, as you can tell already, the sun outside has lots of clouds covering it, so it's going to be bright and dark and bright and dark. So, we'll see how this goes. Um, So since my last floss tube, I've done some traveling in the same area over and over again. I went with a friend to Iowa. We spent the night just south of the Amana colonies in Williamsburg and then came back a different way. So we got to about 11 or 12, I think it was 11 quilt shops and just had a wonderful 2 days together hanging out. They have their shop hop every year in July, and so it was super fun. Each place had different deals and offered different lines of fabric, so it was fun to go there and see. And even some of them had cross stitch. Some of them are getting into carrying cross stitch charts and whatnot, and crossing over that gap there. So it's kind of nice. As far as working on things, I have not done much. So I will show you just a little bit that I have done, and then I'll get into a lot of either WIPS that I have for fall or some things that I maybe have kitted or that I would like to start. And then you guys can let me know in the comments if you see something that I show and you're like, oh, definitely start that, or keep working on that. I want to see it done. Let me know. So on to what I've been working on. So one of the first things after that's the other thing we did. So after I went with my girlfriend in July, maybe it was June. I think it was June. We went in June, towards the end of June, the middle third weekend of June or so. Um, so June was when Iowa has their shop hop, and then because I think Illinois is having theirs now in August maybe, and maybe it must have been June and July. So I know there was a bunch of people. Iowa has so many small little towns in it. It's a lot like Illinois once you get out of the suburbs. Once you get out of Chicago and the suburbs, like out here, they're all small little towns. But we have a really hard time um, getting shops to stay open. And somehow they're able to keep all their shops open. So, I mean, I'm sure they have some struggling and I'm sure they've come and gone and whatnot as well. But um, every little town, I mean, that's my goal next summer is like, I'm going to try to get to all of them next summer. So they were all really nice ones. Um, then my husband and I and our daughter went out to South Dakota, and we went to see Mount Rushmore and enjoyed all the different things from Mount Rushmore to Custer Park to the Corn Palace. That's in Iowa. Where else did we go? Oh, we went hiking up in Starfish. We went to Deadwood. Didn't really like it. Waldrog, um, all sorts of things. So we were very close to Wyoming, but just didn't have enough time to keep pushing to go over there. So on our trip, I started Blackbird designs come into my garden. I've wanted to do this one for a long time. And funny story, as we were driving through and I get this out and start working on it. My husband's a truck driver. So if you know anything about this is my very small start. If you know anything about truck drivers, they have a very strict, like digital piece that goes around with them. on for their driving record. So every little thing that they get a warning for, that they get a ticket for, that they, they've got their DOT physicals and all the stuff attached. So um, for them to, my husband doesn't really ever speed anymore. He lost his license years ago when the kids were little. He got a license or he got a ticket in 3 different states. He was driving a lot. Like he was gone. I think I counted that he was gone 128 hours a week, and I realized there's only 168. And I was like, you don't come home to sleep much even. So, um, but yeah, so once he lost it and had to go through all of that garbage. It was not good. And he's his own owner operator, so he owns his own truck and trailer and stuff. And um, but anyway, we were driving in Iowa, and we had just made the comment that we hadn't seen any cops. See, like Illinois is like notorious. There's cops everywhere, all over. You're fully under surveillance all the time. Um, you'll get we get tickets in the mail all the time. When my kids were driving in Aurora, and they don't ever get pulled over. They're just camera tickets. Like you blew a stop sign, you blew a stoplight, you went through and it turned red, or whatever. So I mean, get them all the time. Get tons of tickets in the mail. Like you don't even know you got a ticket, 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 ticket. Um, they just shekel. The king wants his shekels, right? So it's just all for money. So we get into Iowa and we're almost to, which one is it? Sioux Falls, almost to South Dakota. We're right at the edge there, um, and we've been driving all day, and we had stopped to look at a couple trucks. We had stopped a couple quilt shops, and just made the comment that we'd only seen one cop all day. How bizarre it was. We get into this construction zone, and the next thing you know, like we kind of come around this curve, and there's a lane and a mostly open lane. Like all of the cones were kind of like, here's the line, and the cones were on our side of the line. And so then you're trying to just kind of, snuggle up against the next lane where everybody's driving. And my husband buzzes right through, and there's a cop sitting here and keeps going. He's like, well, there's no point slowing down now. And so a couple minutes later, the next thing you know, he's like, yep, I'm getting pulled over. So we have to pull off the side of the road. And I haven't gotten a ticket in a while. So the last time I got a ticket, it took forever. In fact, the last ticket I got was not for speeding, it was for using my phone. And I was teaching 3rd grade, and we were in towards the city somewhere in a suburb that, I don't know my way around. And we were going on a field trip. And so it was me and the other 3rd grade teacher in the car together. And we had a paper map and we had her phone. And we kept going back and forth, like showing, like, I think you're supposed to turn here. I think we're supposed to go here. Look at this, look at that. We were at a stop sign, and I had picked up her phone to look. I just kind of grabbed her phone and looked at it, and then looked back at my paper map to see, well, there was a cop somewhere over here on this side that I wasn't paying attention to that saw me. So we take off through the light, and the next thing I know, I'm getting pulled over. So it was like a $65 ticket. And it would have been, I don't know, 8 to 10 years ago. And it took forever, to the point where all the parents were there. Everybody was waiting for us. And they were like, what happened? Did they get in an accident? Like, nope, just got a ticket. So um, it was with this one, we get pulled over, and he comes to my side, which I found weird, because normally they go to that side, but that's much safer for them to go to my side, so that was good. And young guy, so nice, the sweetest guy in the world. I already had, I had Eric's license in my hand. I had the registration, I had the insurance card all ready to hand to him. And he's like, why I pulled you over? You were speeding back there in a construction zone. And my husband just kind of nods his head, like, yeah, there's no fighting this. And so he's like, I'll be right back. I'll get you taken care of and be right back. And I was just like, I looked over at my husband and I was like, construction zone. I'm like, this is gonna be like a $400 ticket. And he's like, yeah, not a good way to start vacation. So I'm like, we're gonna have to go really slow the rest of the time. Well, the guy comes back. I mean, like, I'm not talking this whole interaction of getting pulled over, coming to my door, my window, taking our stuff back, coming back with the sheet was no more than 2 minutes. And I was like, oh, hi. You know, I mean, I had not more than said, oh my gosh, this is going to be like, a $300-400 ticket to my husband before he was right back at my window. And he's like, I'll just writing you a warning this time. Where are you guys headed? So we told him where we were headed. And he's like, all right, well, you guys drive safe and, slow down out there. That was it. And let us go. I was like, you need to find a casino, like, because this is your luckiest day ever. That doesn't ever happen. So I don't know. We got super blessed. I was just like, oh, thank you, Jesus, that, you know, we did not have to start our trip with a ticket. So that's what I was doing. That has, I'm not sure that I ever want to touch that again because it either has bad karma or it's got really good karma as far as like, you know, we didn't get a nasty ticket. We got a warning, which was wonderful. And my husband did slow down the rest of the time. He never speeds. That's the thing. Like, he's not, he yells at me. His truck's always in the shop, and we go down a road and it's 55, but it's this huge open, big um, areas on the side of the road, and everybody just flies on it. And I'll go like 62, and he'll be like, "Oh, you got a little lead foot there." I'm like, okay. So I mean, he just doesn't ever speed. So it was really weird to have him speed. Okay, so I showed you this last time. I had started working on this, and this is Botanical Bee from Hands On Designs. And I had started it, I had maybe 1.5 of these done or so. Um, so I'm getting a little further. I didn't get much done, like I said. I didn't do much stitching. At night, I've been doing other things, doing a little bit of quilting, doing just other house stuff. Um, and a lot of nights for my birthday, or no, for Christmas, my husband bought me, I always want a fire pit. And we live on a couple acres. We totally could have a fire pit anywhere, but he doesn't want to have to mow around it and deal with it and all that. So he bought me this little mini one, and it is perfect. We literally use it on my porch. My porch is very small. We have two chairs out there. One's a lounge chair. We have our grill, and then an itty bitty, like maybe 16-inch round table. It fits on that table. And then you just put like twigs. So like, the wind blows here. We've got, I don't know, maybe we're probably down to 50 trees now on our property. We had over 100 when we moved here, and they just, it's so windy and crazy out here. The winters are terrible, the summers are terrible, the storms. So, um, anyway, you can just use twigs, in it. So I just, the wind blows, knocks down a bunch of stuff. I usually go around to pick up anyway before he mows. And then I just throw them up on our porch. And then we've always got like a little pile of twigs and sticks. And you just break them up, throw them in there. It's wonderful. Like, doesn't, cost you anything to do it. You don't have to have big chunks of wood or anything. So, and so we've spent a lot of nights out there, not a lot, but a couple of nights out there as well, sitting doing the fire. We've had my folks over for dinner. And then we've just spent nights doing things. So sometimes because we're out late or doing, I'll work until 7 o'clock, then we'll come in and eat. And so it's a later dinner, and then it's, later, and we just sit down, and I'm exhausted and I don't want to do anything else. So, and I have found I don't do well. I don't know if it's my age or what catching up with me. Um, but I'm not as good, I'm having to restitch things, or or I count and then I'll look at something on the TV and then I'll go back and like, "Oh, I gotta count it again." So I don't know. All right. The other one that well, I guess there's two here that I worked on. I did a couple things in the car as well. I didn't find that I was very good at any of them. So this is on Prudence by um, Plum Street. And I haven't done much as well here. but I did add a couple of the flowers finally. So, and this one, I'm doing it on 36 count winter moon. Maybe you couldn't hear me because I had it in front of the speaker. 36 count winter moon is what I did on this one. And I'm using, I would assume, all the called for because there's DMC and Weeks Dye Works. So I just added a little bit to that. I don't feel like I get very far unless I really put in a number of days because I don't spend that much time at night, I guess, sitting here. Winter time, I'll spend more time, you know. Okay, so this is from Mama Witch Cross Stitch. This is called Possum Song. My daughter likes possums, so I don't know why. They're the weirdest little animal. And I haven't gotten very far on here, but I did add this set of leaves and this mushroom and then this set of leaves. So a few more things on that. You can find her on Etsy. She's got a ton. If you like any sort of forestry stuff, she's got a million things. Okay, so the other thing I worked on, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, if you're gonna be able to see this very well or not. I may have to insert a picture, but this is a quilt that I started with my son, who's 21. He'll be 22 in January, and we started this when he was a lot younger, somewhere between 8 and 11, 10, 11-ish, 9, 10, I don't know. But we finally finished it. So it was all cut out in pieces. I still had this panel that was all together with these pieces that needed to be cut. So we got that cut. Some more of the black molted fabric needed to be cut. He cut that, and then we started sewing. So I don't know how much of it you can really see. I'll have to maybe put an actual picture of it if I can up in the um, side of the video here. If not, I'll try and put it in at the end. So it was actually, I think, kind of one of those patterns that came from the manufacturer. But we got that done. I just have to quilt it now. And then on to things that I've started or want to start. Let me know in the comments, please, as I go through and show these, which ones you think I should start. This one's going to be hard to see because I have all my threads in front. Okay, so this I actually got out in Arizona. It's the Scarlett house. It's the school days one. There's two charts in here, three charts in there, I guess. All three of the little ones. The little pillow, the standalone, and then the scissor fob. And it came like as a kit from there. So I could start that. This might be my last year teaching, at least teaching where I'm at. We'll see. My daughter graduates, so I'm not sure if I'll stay there or not. It's just a long drive, and you don't make any money. I mean, I could work at Costco and make a ton more. Okay. So I have, this is Little House Needleworks and Gather Ye Pumpkins. It's stitched on 30 count pecan shortbread, which is this. haven't started it, but I have some. I guess I've got a good chunk of what's needed for threads there. I might have all of them. There's at least 4 or 5, and there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7, and I've got 5 at least here. I don't see a green, and I know there's the green, but I know I have the green. It's pea pod, and I know I've got a bunch of pea pods somewhere. If not, you know, in another project or two. So that's a possibility. Oh, then I don't have any of these kitted, but these are charts. So I did bring a bunch of charts too that you can help me vote on if I should start any of these. One is from Fig Tree, and it's their cute little pillow, pumpkin pillow. What's it called? Denim pumpkin, and that's super cute. I like that one. My girlfriend got me that. This is the Scarlett House. Pumpkin, pumpkin on the vine. How'd you get so very fine? And it's got a crow, my favorite. I don't know why I like crows. Crows are kind of evil, but I just like them. This is one of my favorites from La Di Da. Ghost pumpkin. He's just so cute. Again, I don't really do evil stuff. I don't really like doing yucky stuff for Halloween, but and then this is a murder of crows, which that's what you call a group of crows together, is a murder. That's probably why they got looked at as evils, because they ha 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 ha. And then here's one of the other ones that I've got from the Scarlett House as well, and this one's called Fall Frolic. And I would be super excited to start this too. I do have a number of those threads as well. I don't have any of the threads of any of those. Then there is With a Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais, Feel Like Fall. Everybody has seen this. Everybody has this, and most people have already done it. I don't even have it kitted. Those are just charts that I have. Okay. And then, of course, I have this one, which I so want to do someday. This is Teresa Kogut's Hello Halloween. It's so neat. Look at all the things. I mean, I got it just because I feel like there's 10 patterns in one there, on top of the fact that I would love to do it. I mean, plain and simple. Life's too short to not do the stuff you love, so I don't know. And then I'm sorry about the glare. The glare is kind of terrible. Feast of Friendship. And I've seen people do this, and I have all the threads kitted. And I think I know what I'm going to stitch it on. And it comes out like really small if you do it. I mean, it's only like this big, which to me, that it looks like it's, I don't know, 9 by 12 or something, you know, 8 by 12, 7 by 12. But I don't think it is. I don't know. I'd have to take it out. It's a lot smaller if you do it on small fabric anyway. Okay. And I've got a couple kitted here as well. So the first one is Plum Street's Raccoon Rambler. I have the threads for that. And I was going to use Winter Moon 36 count by Swigart. Now it calls for Almond Bluff, which I think is more of a grayish tone to it. So I may need to switch. I may not do that. Then there's the Scarlett House. This one I've got Ghosts and Goblins. This says Beware of Ghosts and Goblins. To me it reminds me of Pac-Man so much. So I was like, that's not very scary. And then I was gonna do it on, I had this Moonlight Bay. It's an Ada. It's an 18 count Ada, Moonlight Bay. And I thought it would look good on there. Because this one's kind of, it calls for Pickwick, which looks to me almost like it's sort of got a tweed to it or something, you know, look. And this kind of has a fleck in it. So I was like, yeah, that might work. Again, I'm trying to use, from here on out, use what I've got. Whether it's fabric, floss, charts. Not that I'm on a buying freeze, but I'm definitely on a buying chill out. Okay. This one I started a while ago. This is Halloween Quaker by Lila Studios. Calls for murky. Try and do it down here so it's not so loud. And this is how far I am on it. I need a ring. I like to do this. Here's all the floss. It's a lot brighter than it looks here. That's washed out. Okay. And this is how far I've got. So I have the first one, the first Quaker piece, one little part, and then the little witch hat is all. So. That's another possibility. This one I need to finish for sure. This is from this Prairie Schooler, double double. I think I saw way back in the day Priscilla do this from the Stitching with the Housewives. And I put it on this small little extra piece that I had. Sure didn't give myself much extra room on it. So I don't know if I'll probably do a flat fold, but I think, oh, I don't have very much. Yeah, I do. It's a lot. I love this one. I've been working on this one the last couple years. This is the old barn. Again, Little House Needleworks, the old red barn. Definitely want to finish this one too. So I'm close. When you look at it, I have a border at the bottom, and then I've got this set of things over there. But I'm getting there. I have a bunch that are finished that I need to fully finish for fall. So maybe I'll get those done and then I can show you that next time. But you know me and fully finishing. I just know it's not my thing. We always avoid what's not our thing. Okay, this one I worked on last year. A couple of the retreats. This is Blackbird, Midnight Watch. I like it. The house there is hard to see on their fabric. I chose a different fabric. This was an R&R. What is it? Century Brown by R&R Designs. I chose something from, I was a part of the Fabric of the Month Club with Stitch Me, and this is Bronze Age. And so I chose to go this way, maybe this way. I don't remember, but that's about all the further I've got on it. So. I won't get it done, I'm sure. But I enjoy working on this one a lot. And I don't know why. I mean, there's certain ones that you just love working on. Everything I've picked recently, I feel like I don't know how to cross stitch anymore. You know, you just sometimes have a rough go, and I feel like I've had a rough go. All right, we're almost done. A couple more. Here's one that was free, and Owl Forest. Hang on. Over in the UK, I believe. No, over in where's it from? This is called Owl Forest Embroidery. So it's Ukrainian, I believe, Russian or Ukrainian. Sorry about that. And I don't have the floss that they used, so when I go back and work on it, I'm gonna have to remember how I did it because I'm using a couple different colored flosses in order to make it look the way it's supposed to. And I haven't gotten too far, but that's my so far start. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can see it. So it's very pretty. I'm using Parchment by Fiber on a Whim, and this is, I'm using 2/2, and it's kind of a green. You can't really tell, it looks brown here, but it definitely has a green tint to it, so it's really pretty. It was a free chart back in the day. I don't know, it still might be free. You'd have to go on there and look. I know they had a bunch of freebies. It's a really nice chart. And then this is a Lori Holt. Autumn Love. She says you can do a 14, 24, 32, or 36. And I think I chose 40. Nope, 36. I'm doing it on 36 count Cream and Sugar by Fiber on a Whim. And again, I'm oh so far. I have those first two little blocks done. They are these two. So again, I really like doing this one, but I haven't gotten very far. Worries me. I'm not a very prolific or fast stitcher, that's for sure. I'm a pretty fast quilter, but not a fast stitcher. Okay, that was it for those. The last thing I have for charts, this is a new one that I'm doing. It's funny, I've started it a couple times and I still don't like it. And I don't have like a cover really to show you because this is the closest thing I can show you, because I don't have it done yet. But that's how much I have on that one. I started it. It's like a 14 count. It's really soft. I tea-dyed it. It's not terrible. And then I kind of redid the chart a little bit. And I started it over, but on this is Golden Olive 36 count by XJU Designs. And it looks yellow. It's not yellow, it's bright green. I mean, it's like, you know, chartreuse green. I don't know if I go back. Nope. Still looks yellow. But it's not. It's a green. And it'll say trick or treat, and it'll have the third pumpkin on it. So I have that I would love to get accomplished as well, but I don't know. So we'll see. All right. Haul. As far as haul goes, I have, trying to think if I had any haul. Oh, I did. What did I do with it? Okay, I'll have the haul. I went to Be Stitch Me, which is Iowa. Well, it's Quad Cities. It's not Iowa. It's almost to Iowa. And I took my friend Anne with, who's my quilty friend, and she does some cross stitch too. And she was just like, ooh. And I think when we got done, I don't know, we both spent about the same. I think I spent a little bit more than her. I just got a couple pieces of fabric and a chart, at least one chart, if not two. And I really want to show you that one too, because that's going to be a fall one. But I don't have any fabric for it. So, and that last fabric might work. That might work really good. We'll see. I'm trying to think, what else did I get out there? I don't remember. But anyway, we both spent about the same amount. She's like, if I spent more than you here, because I'm the one that does more of the cross stitch, she's like, that's just not right. But I think I did end up spending more than her. So, but a couple of things that I got, I'll just show you on our time out going to the different quilt shops. If you don't like quilting, you can stop now. I don't really have any other cross stitch stuff. So this was cute. It's called Sunday Petal. It's from the Little Red Hen. That was the shop we actually went to. And it's just a super cute layer cake. You can use a layer cake. So it's always nice to find charts that you can use layer cakes with. This one I thought was fun, Meadow Blooms. Again, you use like 20 fat quarters, so it's a great fat quarter bundle user. This is Kaleidoscope. This one was super pretty. They had that hanging way up. Again, 40 fat quarters you cut up and some backing or background fabric. Stars and Windows. This was kind of cool. I like this one. It uses 21 fat quarters. Any of the ones that you can use fat quarters, because I got a ton of fat quarter bundles. Oh, I did buy a couple of fat quarters for a bag. So I thought, I love this is the main print because it's got this cute little, it's a Lori Holt. It's got this cute chapel on it. So I thought if I use this as the main part of the bag, but then what do I use for the top? I figured I would use this as the inside. It does match. I know it looks funny from there, but it does match. It's in the line. So I figured that could go, now I have it upside down, sorry. This could be the inside of the bag. Or maybe you could use the yellow, the inside of the bag. And this sings, Jesus laid down his sweet head. Oh, what is it? Oh, way in a manger. Or the pink. And it doesn't even look like pink. It's a lot brighter than that. But anyway, the light in here, it's natural, all natural light too. It's so weird. Just washes it out. But I plan on making a project bag with that. And then I did my friend, they had some quilts done, and she bought me this because I love pink and brown. Again, you can't really tell that it's pink, but it is pink and brown. And then I bought this kit for my dad because he's a farmer, and it's Farm Sweet Home. And then on the center it says, a barn is the backbone of the farm and shelter for those that enter. There is a time for everything, a season for all the things under heaven, a time to plant, a time to harvest. And it's got a farmer's prayer. Lord, bless the land you've given me, and may I always know, as I tend each crop or creature, you're the one who helps them grow. Grant me the strength and wisdom. Please protect me from harm. And thank you, Lord, your gracious gift, a blessing of the farm. And it says faith, family, farming, and then the farm will be in good hands, with like a grandpa holding his grandson's hand. So super cute. And it says God bless the farmer at the bottom. So I bought that to make my dad for Christmas. And then when we went out to go to South Dakota, we stopped at a couple different shops. I grabbed some more just low volume prints. These were from, I don't remember where this was from a place. We went and got coffee. Heidi and I got coffee that morning. Oh, what was it? Must have been in Rapid City. There was a cute quilt shop there, had tons and tons of fabric. And then these are all from Hen and Chick. That's in Concord, Iowa. And these are Kim Deal ones. A lot of them are Kim. This is Kim Deal. These two are Kim Deal. This one's a Kim Deal. And then I don't remember what this one was, but just some low volume prints. And then I did buy, this is a low volume bundle of Lori Holt's. And I got this at a place called the Pin Cushion, which is in Mitchell, South Dakota. So these are all, they call them low volume because they're just like, they're all white, light, creamy backgrounds that you can put and either use as a background material, and you can use many of them together, or if you had yardage, you could use yardage of it. So I got that, and then I got a couple charts. So this one is Whispers of Autumn, Kim Deal. I knew that I have the bundle that they used here, Scrap Basket Favorites, and so that's what I use. That's why I got that chart. And then this was super cute. They had it above, they had it actually framed, which was all the different seasons. And it was super cute. So we just got the whole kit and caboodle. And then, oh, they had this one too. It was Twinkle. I love Cluck, Cluck, Cluck Sew. I love all of her charts. And again, fat quarter friendly. What else did I buy there? Oh, this was a free pattern that they had for Hen and Chick Studios. And then we stopped at a really like a place that was like somebody's house, but it wasn't their house. I mean, they had a studio out, but it was like in a barn, one of their barns on their farm kind of thing. And let's see, it was called, I don't know. I think it was just called The Quilt Shop, to be honest, but I could be wrong. What does it say? Oh, Lee's Quilt Shed. And like that, it was in a shed, in a barn. So, and one of my nieces loves cactus, so I got her this Southwest twist. And my husband loved the Twister Jack. It's a really old chart, but I don't have it. And he really liked it. So I thought, well, I could use all my scraps with that. And then we had to get the little piece for it, the tiny twister, which will work in both of those. So my niece is learning how to quilt. So she's made her first quilt. Her grandma taught her. And so I thought, well, we can add to her addiction, her new hobby. Um, and then so this quilt shop, um, Lee's Quilt Shed, had they all these shops will get, if you've been to quilt shops, they get like little license plates. You know, they're usually fabric, um, for could be for the state, could be for, whatever. Well, she had these made up for Iowa, and it's there. It says "Strip with Lee." So she said, we had to make like, I don't know, 300 of them up or something. And she's like, I still think I have like 200 of them. And then, of course, it says Lee's Quilt Shed, um, in Jolie. So maybe that's where it's at, Iowa. So she goes, a lot of people come in here and their husband's name is Lee. And it says Strip with Lee. If you know anything about Eleanor Burns, there was always like, stripping with Eleanor Burns. Um, so, yeah. Anyway, that was my fun. I don't go out very often. So when I do, I try to stock up mainly on charts, a little bit of, filler fabric, um, in order to be able to make things. Um, so I'm kind of excited about all that I was able to get and have. And so fun, fun, fun. All right. Well, leave me some info below, as far as what you think I should work on for fall stitching. And I hope you have a great rest of your summer. Mine quickly is coming to an end. Today's Wednesday, so therefore I start back really kind of Friday. I have to go back for a new teacher orientation. I'm one of the mentor teachers, so we have a time with the new teachers on Friday, and then we start in on meetings on Tuesday, hit the ground running. So then I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week, and we have Friday off because we have to go in Saturday all day for our block party. And then we go back Monday, Tuesday, and kids come on Wednesday, so the 20th. So my summer's pretty well over. It has been an awesome summer. I've gotten to do lots of lovely things and yet spend lots of time at home. Just, kind of, washing some windows, washing my doors, picking stuff up and cleaning stuff and getting through stuff that I've left for summer. Um, so we'll see. I can't believe that it's over, but it did feel nice and long as well. I don't feel like, oh my gosh, I barely started. I don't feel like that at all. So, um, yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was fun. Um, I hope you're having a great summer. I hope it's not too hot where you're at, although we're kind of coming into another set of the hot season. Not that it hasn't been hot in some areas, but we're going to hit some more hot days here as well. August, September. They're always super fun. All right, take care. Happy stitching. We'll talk soon. Love y'all.